Hey folks, happy Saturday morning rant. What do I want to talk about? I want to talk about what I saw on LinkedIn this morning before I left the house. This dude on LinkedIn, white dude, posted that he passed by the Brooklyn jail and noticed that the jail was demolished, and he saw that as progress towards closing Rikers. So here's my beef with that. A couple of things. One, closing Rikers was never about building a bunch of new jails. Straight up. Like, anybody who was there in the beginning knows that the name of the campaign wasn't Close Rikers. It was Close Rikers, Build Communities. Secondly, closing Rikers was never about building new jails that had additional capacity. That's a big fucking deal. Like, it's one thing if you like, yo, we can't close Rikers because we need jails in the boroughs. But it's another thing to be like, we can't close Rikers if we need jails in the boroughs that are bigger than the ones that currently exist. That's not a fucking win. That's a fucking net loss. Why is it a net loss? Because ain't shit on Rikers closed. Ain't nothing closed. Now you got Rikers and you got all these new jails being built. And even if you close Rikers now, you ended up with more beds in the communities than when you started. How the fuck is that a win? How the fuck is that a win? I know who see that as a win. I don't see that as a win. People who scared and want to find ways to make sure black people stay locked up see that as a fucking win. Like, oh, you know, I'm a liberal. I'm a New York liberal. We got rid of Rikers, a terrible place, but we got these new, beautiful, shiny jails that are like tall buildings. Like, I know you wanted to like get a job and build a career and buy a condo and live in a luxury tall building, but you can still be in a tall building, except it's a jail and we've built it for you and it's beautiful. And it has additional beds so your friends can be there too. That's what bothers me the fucking most. I'm not an idiot. I'm moderate enough to know that you're not going to close Rikers without having jails in the boroughs. But I want people who don't understand the New York campaign to close Rikers to understand this. Building new jails with additional bed capacity was never the original fucking intention of people who wanted to close Rikers. That's number one. Number two, this motherfucker thanked everybody except me. So the first thing people are gonna be like, oh, that nigga just mad, he ain't get thanked. I am mad. I'll tell you why. He thanked every white man he could find. He thanked every white woman he could find. He thanked every white-led organization he could find. He thanked he thanked all the fucking institutional players who try to stop me when I started this campaign to close Rikers. When I was the one who took the career hit for trying to close Rikers. When I was the one out there trying to raise the money to close Rikers. When I was the one hiring talented people to close Rikers. When the people I hired took a career hit to close Rikers. Like, where the fuck was all these people then? Where the fuck was all these? I know where they were. They were whispering in my ear telling me you shouldn't be trying to close Rikers. Why? Because they had all these government grants and they was worried about losing their government grants if Rikers should close. So I know what the fuck happened. And that's why everybody wants to marginalize me from the conversation. Because I know what happened. I was there in the beginning. And the only problem with me is that I'm not the kind of nigga that liberals tend to like. Because I'm the kind of nigga that has a fucking opinion. And I'm the kind of nigga that could raise his own money. I'm the kind of nigga that could build his own organization. One that fucking stands on its own. One that has infrastructure. One that can fucking even live without him. That's why they don't want me in this conversation. People don't want to know the truth about how the fuck the campaign developed. So he thanks everybody and then he chooses an institution to thank as a surrogate for thanking me. Fuck you. I'm a grown ass fucking man. I did the work. I started it when there was no institution, there was no money, there was no funding. There was just me and the 14 years I spent in this space and whatever capital I had built up until then that I was deciding to spend to try to close Rikers because I got stabbed 4 times when I was there as a 16-year-old. Tell me how the fuck you got involved in the campaign to close Rikers. Tell me why the fuck are you thanking all these white men who actually were in the way of closing Rikers? Why are you thanking all these foundations that in the beginning told me I was out of my fucking mind for thinking you could convince New Yorkers to close Rikers? Yeah, I'm a little bit upset about that. Thank me. Put some fucking respect on it. That's not even what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about foundations that do some shit in every movement that y'all are going to recognize, but it's happening in the criminal justice space where like there is no movement at first. There's like a lot of really well-intentioned white folks doing decent work, research, maybe some advocacy, whatever, but they're doing it in a way that can't really resonate with the public because they're not directly impacted. So Like there's no movement because there's no momentum, blah, blah, blah. I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at it. I mean, I can't be out there advocating for suburban houses with, 4 driveways for cars or some shit or whatever the fuck people advocate for. Like, I can't do that because I don't know what that's like. So it takes people directly impacted to get involved for movements to develop. And then they develop. And then funders get all interested because, like, there's momentum behind it. People have already spent whatever little dollars they got in their pocket, but definitely spent their reputation, gotten locked up, did a bunch of rallies, all this other shit to develop a movement. And now here come the foundations. And when the foundations come, what they're really looking for is a way to add fuel to the movement. But most of them are like, yo, we don't really want to deal with so many of y'all Negroes. Like, can't y'all like form one organization that could represent all of you? Except before we got there was like 10 organizations doing similar work. Wasn't nobody mad at it? I ain't even mad at it. Like, you can have 10 organizations doing similar work. Some will do it better than others. The best fucking product will stick around, right? The worst product will disappear over time. So right now in the criminal justice reform movement, you have like one organization representing all directly impacted people, and apparently you got to go through this organization to be able to get funding from some of these foundations. Not all of them. Not all. I don't even hate every foundation. I know people be like, I don't hate every foundation. I actually like some of these foundations, but there's some I don't like. And y'all know I don't really be naming nobody on this conversation. Like these Saturday morning rants, I try my best not to say the name of the people I think are fucking up, because like MacArthur, oh fuck, did I say MacArthur? Oh shit. Oh yeah, they spent $100 million on a campaign to make prisons less onerous on black people, to ensure that black and brown people weren't disproportionately impacted by incarceration in jails. $100 million, no fucking outcomes to show for it. None. And no accountability. So they give you a little grant for $250,000 and it's all about accountability. They spent $100 million fucking dollars and there's no accountability. None. And on top of it now, they got a little bit of money left over that they sprinkling around because they leave in criminal justice. They done. They spent their $100 million. They sprinkled around a little extra money so that people wouldn't give them a hard time about their $100 million campaign. And the best way to shut people up in the criminal justice reform space or any nonprofit space is just to sprinkle around some money. So that's what they did. And now they're done because their whole effort didn't work. It just didn't fucking work, period. It just didn't work. Like, they don't even need outside researchers. I'm not saying it was zero impact. I actually appreciate some of the people that tried their best, but at least be honest, it didn't fucking work. Like the same way you give nonprofits money and sometimes shit don't work and then you decide you can't give them another grant because what they promised to do just didn't work. But what y'all did didn't work. And I don't know, y'all ain't got no natural predator, so ain't nobody coming after you to make you evolve or to make you like take ownership. But I'ma say it. Kick me out the movement, I'm gonna go get rich so I can say what the fuck I want to say. And what I'm saying is, y'all got to be accountable too. Even if it's just accountability to yourself, it ain't got to be punitive, but at least be like, yo, we spent $100 million and this shit ain't work. But now what you're doing is creating confusion in the space because y'all are funding people through at least one organization that you're giving the money to. Y'all not the only one though. There's other ones out there. I get it. But yo, what the fuck is that about? What the fuck is that about? Like, yo, y'all have a hard time talking to multiple formerly incarcerated leaders of nonprofits? I know many of them. I run a business. I've actually had many of them as my clients. They do really good work. Actually. And you would actually love to sit and talk to them. And it's okay that they have multiple organizations, some of them doing similar things. That's okay. Even if you waste some money, you just wasted $100 million. The fuck? Waste a little bit more money. It's all good. At least you'd be wasting it in the right place and shit. I think that's all the fuck I got for y'all today. It's hot as fuck outside too. Hot as fuck. That's my rant for this weekend. Next weekend I think I'm gonna be visiting a bunch of prisons, so I don't even know how I'm gonna work that shit. Maybe I'll do my Saturday morning rant on Friday night. Anyway, in the meantime, don't let nobody steal your rainbow. Have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see y'all next Saturday.